This might be the only video I've recorded in my entire channel that I feel is important. I don't know if anyone else has made this video, but it's actually in response to a video I just watched by some lady who had a lot of great advice, except at the end, she just ruined it all for me. And I feel like I have to give my 2 cents. She stated at the end, as she was talking about family, childhood narcissistic abuse. And she was talking about, working through the memories and coming to terms with it. But she also said to write it in a little diary and keep it in your mattress, not to go on social media and discuss your personal experiences. And that was like grating my ears. I couldn't believe she said that, because that's a huge mistake as far as I'm concerned. First of all, finding my voice and being able to speak about my childhood experiences to people who will listen because they want to listen is invaluable. I can't even put there's nothing to value it on. It's not a financial thing. It's just like relieving it and knowing it's out there so it's real. Because if I would have kept it in a little booklet, well, then it's not really real. As far as the entire world is concerned, nothing has changed. But once the information is out there, I mean, if I were to get hit by a bus tomorrow, I know that the data is in there. The world knows the truth. And it was so freeing when I made my video that was called What I Discovered About the Horrifying Things I Discovered About My Parents. That's when I took a long leave of absence from the YouTube to do my research and investigation and follow my parents, and spent hours and hours and hours. I mean, I can't even, what's 1,000 hours? I probably spent 5,000 hours just ruminating and researching on the internet. And then I came back, but I could not wait to come back and tell everyone, because until I did that, I felt, my God, if I die with this secret in me, or just like on my computer, it's like then the secret has never been revealed. Then nothing has changed. The second I put it on the internet, I was like, oh, you can take me now. At least people know my truth. At least I've been able to state my truth. And at least I'm able to state my truth in a permanent way. It's a fantastic feeling. I mean, my God. So I thought that advice was just horrible, especially because you know what? What's the truth? You know what they often find when people commit suicide? They find a little diary under their bed. Exactly like that woman suggested that people do. It's a bad idea. Yes, you may want to keep a diary, but I recommend speaking your truth, speaking your mind to anyone who will listen. It's been very, very rewarding, because you find people who you thought were completely healthy and from families who were normal, and often they'll confide to you immediately what they're going through or what they went through, and a lot of them have a lot of good advice that they've just obtained naturally, through experience or just through relatives. I had nobody basically, but a lot of people, they seem to have an uncle or an aunt, someone who saves them from their parents on some level, gives them good advice, keeps them grounded. My brother and I, we had no one. That's it. I mean, both sides of my parents, that's it. Both my parents' sides were disordered. It's not like I had one parent that wasn't crazy. So anyway, that's the only reason for this video, is to say, my God, if you're feeling like talking, you don't have to show your face like me. You can change your voice. I guess you can delete it if you want to. Maybe I'll delete my channel one day. I doubt it. I don't want to, because I want to encourage other people to speak their truth, because it's liberating, man. And it's fun, because if you experience what a lot of us experience, it's like telling a movie. It's like talking about a movie when you talk about it that you lived. And every time I think about it, it's mind blowing. But anyways, look, that's it. I wouldn't keep it inside of me. I think that's a recipe for self-destruction. Unless you feel like you don't want to talk about it. I would never push anyone to, but my God, I would not push anyone from not going on the internet and just get it out there somehow, even if you have to write it, I suppose. But I would recommend speaking it. I think it helps other people. I would not be here if there were not other people who spoke about their families growing up. And I'm telling you, they're hard to find. Those channels are not easy to find. I look for them, and people, they just talk about narcissists in general and psychopaths in general, and that's fine and dandy for professionals, but for guys who and women who actually experienced it, to start, becoming therapists, it's not what I think is going to be. Well, maybe it is. Look, maybe that's helpful for them, but it's the personal stories for me. Especially when I hear guys' stories, I hear guys who had tough fathers like mine, who basically did everything to destroy their soul. You know, that really saved me. And a lot of those guys also they stopped. They took their videos off. And me, I'm afraid a lot of those people, they took their videos off because they weren't strong enough and they got sucked back in. Simple as that. They got sucked back into the narcissist's life. And something else, well, that's it. That's it. All right.